Okay. What's going on, LBHT crew B? What is going on?
I don't know. It feels like we just did this.
It feels like we were here less than 24 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. It's good for y'all. It's not good for us.
Mm-mm.
No, it's good for us too. We love being here, man. What is going on? It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well. But if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit that like button. Also follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio version of this, make sure you give us a 5-star review because we're trying to grow on the podcast streets. Okay, that's where we started, and that's where we're trying to build up. Okay. Look, we were only trying to stream for about 15-20 minutes yesterday just to test everything out. Okay, we got a new setup. We had some technical difficulties the last 2 weeks. Seems to have been ironed out. B's audio was a little bit low yesterday. Okay, y'all ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing. Just let it ride. But uh, let us know if you can hear B clearly. If he's coming in loud and clear, give a thumbs up. I should probably stop talking and let B talk. But give a thumbs up if B's coming in loud and clear.
Yeah, they didn't say anything yesterday because they didn't want to hear the truth. And they want to hear about Baltimore and what they're doing.
All right.
They want to hear about how Carolina is dominating this offseason.
All right. Did that come in loud and clear? Did that come in loud and clear? You gotta give me a thumbs up. If he's a little low, you gotta let us know so he can adjust his volume. All right. I'm gonna read some of these comments. Okay. Jeremy says he can hear Brodny. You're not listening in your headphones, are you? People that are like watching on TV or just listening on their phone or whatever. In the headphones, it's gonna come in a little bit clearer. All right. Ravens girl says thumbs up. Okay. All right. Agnes says they didn't want to hear him. Hi, B. Thanks for coming through, Agnes.
Hello, Agnes.
Hey, shout out to our guy Jared Green, man. Thanks for coming through, man. All right, Eric L. What's up, Eric L? Eric L in the house.
Eric?
Give it a thumbs up. All right. Yes, Jeremy says he's listening to his AirPods. Disqualified.
That's a man of taste right there.
All right. Who else is in the house? Raven Ron's in the house. Says, "What up, LBHT? I'm okay if we got Mike Williams from LA since he's released. We have to get rid of this train of thought of one man's trash is another man's treasure. Right? I like Mike Williams, but if we had to give up a first round pick for Mike Williams, you guys wouldn't love that. And if you wouldn't love that, do better.
Yeah.
Do better. But we'll discuss that in a minute. Bazel says he's first. You're not really first, Bazel. You're not really first. All right. But we still love you. Okay. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. He said Raven Ron has to say it. So he didn't say it. Okay, my bad, Bazel. I guess you were first. My bad.
Wow.
Our guy E's in the house. What's up, E? Shout out to you. Says, did Tiki Talks get banned yet? Not yet. Not yet. If you guys haven't heard that story, the motion isn't to ban it. That's not what they passed. They passed a resolution saying, or a bill saying that basically TikTok has to be purchased by a U.S. entity. Yes, yeah, American, right? Which isn't going to happen, and they're also not going to ban TikTok. So whatever. That's not going to happen, Jerry Green, or I said, what's up, Jerry Green? Jay the Sixth in the house. Salute to you. Omar Tillman in the house. What's going on? Says, what's up, fellas in chat? What's up with you, Omar? Yes, yeah. Jay says LBHT in 1 week, twice in 1 week. I know. It might be more than twice because we have to record some videos. You guys like the videos we've been putting out. We're going to be recording some probably tomorrow. All right. If you are a Patreon member, you'll get to see us record it live. All right, we did that one time when we were testing out everything. You guys seem to enjoy that. We don't really read too many comments when we're recording live. We just do our recording, and afterwards, we just chop it up with you guys. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. Don't have a set time, but announcements will go out, and that is on Patreon. Patreon.com/LBHTShow is where you can find us. All right. Who else we got here? Ravens Talk with Yolanda. What's going on? Says happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, Yolanda. Just Aloe in the house says, what up, LBHT crew? I hope everyone is doing well. Time for EDC to earn his money for once. Tomorrow is my birthday.
Nice.
Oh, happy birthday, Just Aloe. Yes, EDC, do it for Just Aloe's birthday for once. Okay. And there are some people in the chat yesterday that did not appreciate our comments about EDC, even though we didn't really say anything. We're going to discuss that too. Why you guys get so emotional about this man who has done nothing for you? Okay, I want to remind you that he did not draft Lamar Jackson, because I think a lot of you guys are still thinking he drafted Lamar Jackson. He didn't do that either. Okay, Zeke Hokage says, Jose and Brodny, what's good? And everyone, hey, salute to you, Zeke. Appreciate you coming through. Osmond in the house, try and get all the shots here. Osmond, salute. Daniel Franklin, salute. Who else we got in here? Ravens Girl, salute. We got Killer Cam in the house, says Hola Jose and mucho gusto Brodny. All right, shout out to you. Donovan Thomas says Brodny look like his name is Jose, and Jose looks like a Brodny. Got to keep you on your toes, Donovan. Thanks for coming through. And you're definitely new to the channel, man. Thanks for coming through, man. Hit that subscribe button. Our guy OTR Mike is here from Open Mic with OTR Mike. Says, yo, I was just doing my behind the scenes producer job. Hey, there you go. There you go. Thanks for coming through. He says, hey, check your text. That shows who's first. You know I can't check my text right now during the show. Let's see. Who else is here? Who else? MJ in the house. Salute to you. Keelan Johnson in the house. What's going on? Chase Miller, shout out to you. Killer One. Who's Killer One? Is that Killer Cam? Or is that the original Killer Cam? It says Killer One. That means first. What I miss? They don't think EDC a good GM? That's crazy.
Well, you didn't miss anything. This is literally the intro to the show.
It is. It is. And Zach, how you pronounce that? How you pronounce your last name? Shilich? Okay. And Brent Lauren. All right. We got everybody. And Big Cuz 410. I see you, Big Cuz. All right. Yeah, you didn't miss anything, guys. This is what we do at the beginning of the show. We give shout outs. We discuss everything that you need to know. Okay. Like liking the show, subscribing, sign up to our Patreon, sign up to our newsletter at LBHTShow.com. All right. Because you want the 1,000 points like that, right? Because that 1,000 points gives you a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. We do this at the end of every month. We do a drawing, and the person with the most points at the end of every month also gets to pick their own prize. All right. So how do you get points? By what you're doing right now, participating in the chat, donating. Okay. And you donate by what you see right below B. That QR code takes you to our Cash App, $LBHT Show. Also, the pin link that you see in the chat box will take you to our Streamlabs page. Both ways, you leave a donation, leave your comment, and Microphone Man will appear on the screen, right? Raise his fist and salute, and we'll read your comment. That's how we do super chats around here. What's going on, Agent E? Agent E is checking his points right now. All right. Okay. You guys want to pick up the conversation from yesterday. We're about to do that. But first, we start every show with a Black History Fact, and B has the Black History Fact for you.
Or do I? Yes, I
or does he? And Okole.
Welcome to this week's Black History Fact. The Little George Slave Revolt, also known as George's Rebellion, occurred in June of 1730 on the British slave ship Little George. The revolt unfolded during the Middle Passage, the harrowing journey of captured Africans across the Atlantic for the transatlantic slave trade. A group of nearly 100 captives managed to overpower the crew, seizing control of the ship by locking the crew in a cabin. The enslaved rebels faced treacherous conditions, navigating the vessel without a clear destination. Their defiance was a desperate attempt to reclaim agency and resist the dehumanizing shackles of slavery. However, the uprising faced significant challenges, including the harsh maritime environment and limited resources. The rebels faced internal divisions, strategic dilemmas, and the grim reality of life at sea. But according to George Scott, the former captain of the Little George, the rebels were able to sail back to the Sierra Leone River on the west coast of Africa. They abandoned the ship and left the crew locked up as they escaped and began their journey home. Ultimately, the Little George Revolt serves as a poignant example of the resilience and courage exhibited by those who resisted the brutal system of transatlantic slavery. The rebellion symbolizes the enduring spirit of resistance among enslaved individuals, challenging the oppressive forces that sought to strip them of their humanity. The legacy of such revolts contributes to a broader understanding of the complexities and brutalities of the transatlantic slave trade, highlighting the strength and determination of those who dared to defy their oppressors.
Yes. Salute to Little George. That's right, Jeremy. He says, respect to Little George. That's right.
Well, that was the name
Chan
of the
Wu, what's
ship.
going on? Huh?
That was the name of the ship. So
Oh.
not a lot of respect to Little George. Not much. Little George was doing the devil's work.
Oh, yeah. Well, down with Little George. Chan Wu, what's going on? Hendo, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. All right, they ready to get started. All right. Big news. Big news from Ravens. From Ravens camp. Ravens free agency. Okay. I had to do a little what do you call that? What do you call that?
Clickbait.
Clickbait. Little clickbait, right? You guys love the words big news, update, breaking, right? We put those in all caps. You guys say, what?
And you especially love when we have something to say that you won't believe.
So here we are to talk about nothing.
Yes. So
No.
the Ravens, then okay first day, I guess you could say. I mean, we're not fans of the Justin Madubuike signing. We felt like they should have let him walk and focused on the offense because the defense was going to take a step back regardless, and they had the opportunity to take a big step forward on the offensive side of the ball, which is the side that has faltered every single year in the playoffs. Right? They chose not to do that necessarily, or at least not early in free agency. They brought back Justin Madubuike, which he's a very very good player, so that's fine. Brought back Malik Harrison, good depth, no issue with that. It was a very low cost signing, and then they went and got Derrick Henry. Oh, what's up, living legend? Derrick Henry, arguably the best veteran talent that they've brought in since Lamar Jackson's been on the team.
Yeah.
And the big issue, which got even bigger today, is the offensive line and who's going to protect Lamar and who's going to open holes for Derrick Henry. If you don't know, they came into the offseason without any starting guards. They let Kevin Zeitler walk. They let John Simpson walk. John Simpson signed with the New York Jets already. And then today, they traded away starting right tackle Morgan Moses to the Jets as well. They swapped 4th round picks and then they got a 6th round pick. So essentially nothing. But now they have 3 holes on the O line. But you know what? I've said it on the Ravens Roundup before. I'll say it here now. I still believe in Daniel Faalele. Okay, and apparently so do the Ravens.
All right. I wasn't expecting that. Um,
I do. I believe in Follow is my guy.
yeah, okay, but you've always said this, and you're right when in this assessment, right? It takes offensive linemen time to develop,
Mm-hmm.
right? The problem is this. The problem is I always have this problem when it comes to the Ravens and the offense. Falele might turn into a decent starting right tackle,
Mm-hmm.
but he hasn't shown it yet. And you're taking a gamble if he ends up being that starting right tackle, right? Same thing at guard because the top guards are already gone in free agency. There might be a couple out there that might be serviceable. I mean, we might end up with Zeitler again. Although Chris Just Joking will tell you that he's on decline, which he's older. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But we always take these gambles with the offense and just say it'll work out. We don't gamble with the defense. We always want to get short things because can we not do this same thing on the defense? So when we talk about Justin Madubuike, we like Justin Madubuike. I love the way he played. And if money weren't an issue, if cap wasn't an issue, I'd be like, yeah, keep everybody. Keep PQ, keep Madubuike, keep everybody and build on that. But why can't we say, hey, it takes D linemen time to develop? Look at Madubuike. Why can't we look at Travis Jones and say Travis Jones is going to be that guy? Right? Don't need to sign Madubuike. Why can't we say that, for cornerbacks? Like, we don't need to go out there and get anybody else because we will. That'll probably be who we draft in the first round, to be honest. Why can't we just look at the defense and say, we have young guys, they'll develop? No, we don't do that. We have to go out there and get short things. Right. So that's our issue with the Madubuike signing. I mean, like B said, already didn't have two guards to start, and we traded away our starting right tackle. I mean, how can you guys get mad at us for saying EDC isn't doing a great job so far? Right now, the off season isn't over, but we are reacting in real time. And in real time, we got two starters. That's not good.
And one of them, none of y'all like, in Ronnie Stanley.
Right.
Who also restructured his deal to open up a little bit of cap room. But you're absolutely right about the defense. They need to look at the defense and say, hey, you've got young players there. They're going to have to step up because you've already gone down the road of elite defense, and you know that defense doesn't win championships, right? The last several years in the playoffs, they've held Pat Mahomes to 17. They held Joe Burrow to 17. They held Josh Allen to 10. They have 0 championships. They didn't even win those games. So we know that defense doesn't win championships. So I don't know why Baltimore, the leadership in Baltimore, keeps on going back to that well. It's time to really invest in the offense. Make that side of the ball as good as it can possibly be, and see where that takes you.
Yeah. What's going on, Living Legend? I mean, Living Big with Big Reg, and Living Legend. I said, what's up to you? DDSQ, what's going on? Says I'm late. What's good, y'all? What's good with you? P Brown the third. P Brown the third. He says now we trade a subpar O lineman for more draft picks. EDC will miss talent. He didn't even trade him for more draft picks. They just swapped picks.
Well, no, they did get one more. They got a 6th.
Oh yeah. Or was it 6th or 7th? I thought they. Okay.
They swapped 4ths and got a 6th.
That's what it was. Yeah. So now we had 9 picks, guys. Big news. I told you we was going to give you big news. Big news. We now have 9 draft picks and 3 holes to fill on the O-line. Big news. Irvin says, big news. Our O-line looks like it's going to be in the draft. Man, if we draft 3 guys to start,
yeah, and I don't think they'll sign 3 or draft 3 guys and expect them all to start. But again, that's the problem. It's just one, I don't really trust DeCosta drafting offensive linemen. The track record isn't very good there. And second, even if you manage to pick 3 good O linemen in this class, it's not very likely that they'll all be good this year.
Right. Right.
But I'm sure that they're going to be out there. You know, DJ Humphries just got cut, the starting left tackle for the Cardinals. Some other guys are out there available. So I'm sure they're going to be diving into the nobody really wanted me veteran market. And you know, that's not to say that you can't find any value there. But again, it's just, why do we have to have the top of the line on defense, and then you get the best used model you can find on offense?
That's the problem. That's the problem. We always shop for a bargain when it comes to the offense, and we expect it. That's why we get excited. I mean, as a collective, when they signed Derrick Henry, who none of you guys wanted to trade for,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or trade enough for, because hey, running backs, they're not worth it. You don't trade second round picks for running backs. Okay, then why are we getting excited about a 30-year-old running back who's probably going to be the oldest starting running back next year? Not getting excited for that. Right? I mean, yeah, we probably will end up with DJ Humphries because he's either going to rotate in with Ronnie Stanley if Ronnie Stanley isn't 100% yet, or he's gonna have to man that right side. And we're gonna say, see, EDC does it again, but we already know he's above average, not great. And when he goes out there, he misses a couple blocks. You're gonna say he sucks. Well, tell you what, if you want guys that can play, you have to pay for them.
Yeah.
I wanted to read this by from Killer One. Killer the First says EDC not elite, but he does his job very well. All right, Killer decides he wants to defend EDC. Don't be an EDC protector, Killer. You've already admitted that he's not. He's already overhyped because people call him elite, so he's already overrated. You've admitted that. He does his job very well. What has he done very well? Because again, I didn't say he sucks, but very, very well. You think he's a very good GM? What has he done that's very good?
You know, I'll give him credit for, you know, the defense. I mean, at least some credit for the defense. He drafted Kyle Hamilton. He did trade for Roquan, even though he wildly overpaid Roquan. But that's, you know, it is what it is, right? You got two star players right there, and he's done I would say he's done a decent job of filling in around the star players that he has on defense. Because I don't give any credit for signing Jadeveon Clowney and Kyle Van Noy, because he did the thing that they always do, which is just wait around until there aren't any edge rushers left and just sign whoever is left over. That's how you got Justin Houston as well. But overall, the defense came together really well. Brandon Stevens finally came into his own after they let him just stay in one spot and play there. Marcus Williams showed heart, if nothing else, last year.
Yes.
Yes. That's not his fault. I mean, he's a very talented player, but playing through that injury. I would like to give him some credit for Geno Stone, but I really can't, since you cut him twice. But everybody gets lucky, though. That's part of being part of being a GM. It's part of professional sports. So you did bring him back. You had him in the mix there. So I mean, you get some credit for that. And obviously on that D line, I think he put together a good D line with Matabike and Jones and Pierce and even Broderick Washington. Even though he didn't, he took a little time off after he got his contract, but he came back. He came back. So I think he's done a good job there.
I even give Harbaugh credit for that. By refocusing him, because he definitely took some weeks off, and Harbaugh got him back in back in the swing of things. I give him credit for that.
It gets ugly when you go to the offensive side of the ball, because they had a very good O-line, and he's let it deteriorate.
But that's the problem, right? Like, yes, good job on defense, but we already know this is a new league. Defense isn't going to win you a championship. The side of the ball that's going to win you a championship, like B's explaining right now, that's where we take issue.
Yeah, the O-line has deteriorated since he's been the GM. Now, J.K. Dobbins, he's been hurt, and that's not on DaCosta. But the replacements for J.K. Dobbins have been terrible, and that is on DaCosta. Because you went out and you signed guys who weren't even NFL players anymore at that point, right? Talking about Le'Veon Bell and Devontae Freeman, and etc. You went out and you signed guys who weren't NFL players at wide receiver, and Des Bryant and Deshaun Jackson. And so through his first 4 years as GM, the Ravens had the worst wide receiver group in the league.
Yeah.
They upgraded it last year to mediocre. He's done an okay job drafting wide receivers, I guess you could say, because he's hit on Zay Flowers. Bateman looks like a bust so far, but we'll see. I think he's a talented guy, but Hollywood, you could say that was a hit. It wasn't a great pick, and then you obviously traded him away. A few years into it before his rookie deal was even up. So you can only really get partial credit there because he's no longer around, right? But the fact is that they have not been able to put an offense around Lamar Jackson in the 6 years that he's been in the league. They failed miserably at that. No matter how well they've done on the other side of the ball, when you look at the offense and what your 2-time MVP quarterback has had to work with, it's a bit embarrassing.
They just signed Derrick Henry, 30-year-old running back who we're not 100% sure about, right? We all think he still has something left in the tank, right? And this is probably by far the best offensive pickup they've ever done for Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
A running back that's in decline.
Yeah.
That is, how can you high five that? And right now, our O-line is a major question mark. That's why you don't sign Madubuike, because those 2 guards that y'all picked up, the Panthers picked up, that's who we needed to get. That's where that money should have gone. And Chen Wu, what he said just represents the issue with this team. This is what he said yesterday when we were like, hey, when I was like, we should have gotten those guards. He was just like, we can't afford them.
Right.
But we just paid for Madubuike. Right? That's how you afford them. Andre Mears, what is going on? Shout out to you. Says, what's up, LBHT crew? I keep saying if the team agrees, then decline the trade. What else was there to do? You want to give up multiple first-round picks for a guy that was leaving?
Okay, first of all, Andre, don't do that, because I responded to you and I told you exactly what they should have done, and nobody said anything about multiple first-round picks. And why would he be leaving? You traded a second-round pick for Roquan Smith, who was on a free agent to be. Did he leave, or did you just give him his money because he's a great player and you wanted him on the team? Don't do that. We told you what you would do. Either you increase the offer to the Titans and get that deal done, or you move on and you go get Josh Jacobs, or you go get Austin Eckler, you go get Jonathan Taylor. It's not like he was the only player available.
Yeah. Exactly. And a second-round pick, I think would have gotten the deal done. That's what the Raiders were looking for Josh Jacobs, and we've argued with people about that. And people don't want to pay. A second-round pick for a running back. That's where you're gonna get your running back anyway, right? I think it's comical that people think that's too high of a pick, right? But like B said, linebackers aren't worth it either. But we traded a second-round pick and paid him. So, again, where do you put your value? Most people put the value on the defense, but you don't have the expectation for the defense to carry the team. Let's see who else we got here. Calvin Grant says we beat the best teams, and when it comes to Mahomes, we lose 2 guys. Okay, not sure what you meant there. I might miss something. Calvin P. Brown says they paid a wide receiver $16 million that hadn't played in a year and coming off an injury. They couldn't pay Jacobs or Barkley $15 million to come to the best running team in the league. Yes, and the reason why they paid that wide receiver is because they were forced to. The quarterback who asked for a trade, they franchise tagged them and asked for a trade, said, if you want me to talk to you, then get Odell and Hopkins. They didn't even do that. They just got Odell.
Yeah.
So, it's shameful that it had to come to that just to get some, try to get some talent on this team. Y'all can still get Tyler Boyd. Yeah, Tyler Boyd's out there. There's definitely some options out there. Hollywood's still out there.
Hold on. Andre Muir says, B, I'm going to do it. Austin Eckler ain't it. Go look at his numbers. Only running back that makes sense over him is Saquon, and he has injury concerns. Everybody has injury concerns. You think a 30-year-old running back who's been a workhorse for his entire career doesn't have injury concerns?
And he's been hurt.
And no, he's not the only one who's worth it. Josh Jacobs had a great year. He was playing on a garbage team as well. That's why his numbers were down. Hey, you know who else was available? Christian McCaffrey was available. The 49ers went and traded for him. Was he not worth it either? The point is that your GM never goes out and gets it done on offense. They'll go out and they'll get it done on defense. When they say they wanted Roquan Smith, they got Roquan Smith. You don't get it done on offense. You're in on A.J. Brown. You're in on Stephon Diggs. You're in on Derrick Henry. You're in on all these guys, but none of them ever end up playing for Baltimore.
Well, okay. All right. I don't even want to get too far into this argument about running backs. Obviously, a 30-year-old running back is just, like I said, even though it's Derrick Henry, I like Derrick Henry. That doesn't move the needle for me. If it moves it for you, man, I don't know what to tell you. Do you think that this offense is in a good spot right now? I mean, today, because again, we are analyzing this in real time. So things can happen over these next couple of days, weeks, months that could turn everything around, and we'll have a different perspective on this whole thing. In fact, I'll even put this out here because I think you sent me that tweet earlier about the Ravens possibly in talks with the 49ers to trade for Deebo Samuels.
Yeah, that's a rumor.
It's a rumor. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a rumor. If that's true, if they do go out and trade for somebody like Deebo Samuel, definitely on the right track. Still not enough. And I think for most people, they'll say, you got Derrick Henry, you got Deebo Samuel. What else you want them to do? Build the O-line. That's the number one thing you're supposed to do. That was the number one thing. Yeah. But you get talent like that, it helps. But that O-line, they have to do something about that. They have to be more aggressive. And maybe they will. We'll see. But right now, not in a good spot. And if you think they're in a good spot, bro, I don't know what to tell you. Rahib Ali. Hey, I saw what you put in the comments earlier. Yeah, good for you for deleting that, because I was about to come with that smoke for you, my friend. Says Carolina Bear worry about the little 5'8" midget QB and sign Flacco. Okay, look, Rahib, just because people are being honest about our team, because I'm a Ravens fan too, don't get emotional and take shots at another team. B has everything B is saying.
That's all he knows how to do.
Yeah, everything that B has said, you can't refute, which is why you're doing stuff like this. Worry about the 5'8" midget. Okay, what does that have to do with us not having starters along our O-line? Three holes to fill. What does that have to do with us signing a 30-year-old running back? You can't defend that. You think that's a good move? And you don't. That's why you say, "Oh, worry about the Panthers." This is a Ravens and Panthers show, so we'll discuss that as well. Yeah, the Panthers. I tell you what, we keep playing around like this, the Panthers will surpass us sooner rather than later. Let's see. According to history, Derrick Henry should have fell off years ago. No.
Why would he have fallen off years ago, according to history?
According to history, 30 is the magic number. He just turned 30. So not years ago. Years ago, he was in his prime. Your physical prime is what, like 26, 27 years old. So you're saying he should have fell off at his physical prime? Nah, bro. That's not how it works. That's not how it works, man. Again, we're not trying to rain on that parade, right? Derrick Henry, cool. That's fine. But let's not make it act like we got this game changer all of a sudden. That's not enough. Mm-hmm. Right? Had they invested in the O-line, I'd be a lot more excited. You know? But Derrick Henry is fine, but I need to see more. That's all.
Yeah, look, I'm excited about Derrick Henry in Baltimore. I think it's gonna be really fun to watch. But again, I mentioned this before, the way they look right now, and again, it's very early. It's just the third day, into the off season or into the new season, I guess you'd say. Uh, but the way they look right now is they'll go out there and they'll run people over in the regular season like they always do, and then when they get to the playoffs, they won't be able to throw. They won't be able to put up points consistently, and they'll get beat.
Yeah. Hendo says, who had a better O line, ran the ball, and the best tight end of a generation? Chiefs. Chiefs. Donnie J, what's going on? Says agreed. Plus, if Lamar get hurt, no Super Bowl. Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's any Super Bowl contending team. If Pat Mahomes goes down, Chiefs aren't winning the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, Eagles won the Super Bowl without their starter.
Yeah, they did. They did. That was a special moment for Eagles, man, because even their starter, good lord. Jeremy says, I wouldn't be too concerned for Derrick Henry. He was still punking fools on runs. Yeah, that's how it is until you fall off. Dalvin Cook was a beast the year prior. And then last year, we saw him. Okay. Let's talk some Panthers. Okay. The Panthers did everything, like I'm gonna repeat what I said yesterday. They did everything that I wanted the Ravens to do. They traded for two good interior linemen. Okay, Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis. That'd been perfect for the Ravens, but the Panthers did it, and they traded for Diontae Johnson. Pretty good, now they did it at the expense of the defense. They traded away Brian Burns. I didn't think they got enough of Brian Burns, but it is what it is, man. That ship is sailed. Yeah, that ship is sailed. But they're in a better position much better position going into the draft. And your offense, now that you have two good starting guards, your right tackle, yeah, he's fine. We got to figure out Austin Corbett can play center.
Yeah, I think that they still need to bring in a center, whether it's through free agency or the draft. But I like the fact, because look, there's not really any expectations for them to be competitive, on in terms of going to the playoffs, playing for a Super Bowl, anything like that next year. So yeah, go ahead and ignore the defense essentially, because your defensive coordinator turned a pretty ragtag group into a top 10 defense last year. So give him a few pieces and let him do whatever he can do with them, because they have replaced those guys. They've just replaced them with players who aren't as good.
Yeah,
they replaced Brian. Well, they're still looking to replace Brian Burns, but they're meeting with Jadeveon Clowney, Chase Young, DJ Wanham. So presumably they'll be signing a couple of edge rushers. They replaced Frankie Louvu with Josie Jewell. They went out and they signed Dane Jackson, the corner from Buffalo, who they gave about a little over $7 million a year. So you're gonna have to play, I guess. But yeah, they're just good. They're going out and they're getting specific players that presumably their defensive coordinator wants and believes he can work with. Yeah. And they're turning their focus to the offense, rebuilding that offensive line, and starting to get some weapons around Bryce Young, because they failed him miserably last year. One of the worst lines in the league, the worst wide receiving core in the league, and some pretty average to below average running backs in Sanders and Chuba Hubbard. So they need to upgrade everywhere on the offense.
Now Andre Mears, I know you're trying to throw a shot here, but we're adults, so we don't get emotional about these things, right? He says Diontae Johnson is overrated. Are they in a better position? Yes, but does this make them better than the Buccaneers or Falcons? No, and we never said that. This is a team that's hit rock bottom, and they have to really build this team up. But they're starting on the right track, right? They made some good moves, and that's all we said. We didn't say Super Bowl. Yo, Andre, you watched this long enough to know we're not going to, for me on the Ravens side, be on the Panther side. We're not going to sit here and blow smoke. All right. We call it how we see it. What the Panthers did yesterday, very good. If you're a Panthers fan, you should be excited for that because, yeah, man, Bryce Young got crushed last year. That O-line was horrendous. And what they did was recognize it and the organization decided they're going to support their quarterback. We don't want Bryce Young to get beat up. We want him to have weapons, and we're going to go out there and make some moves. They tried to get T. Higgins. They actually tried to get T. Higgins, right? They said they were on the phone with him all day. Ultimately, the Bengals just don't want to trade him, and then they pivoted to Diontae Johnson. That's what it looks like when you're actually trying to get your quarterback talent. Can the Ravens say the same thing? Can Ravens fans say the same thing about their organization and how they treat Lamar Jackson? No. They do not care about Lamar.
No, and my thing with them has been from the beginning that I don't think that they believed in Lamar as a quarterback.
Right.
And that's why Greg Roman was the offensive coordinator for so long. But yeah, no, I mean, Diontae Johnson, no, he's not the best wide receiver in the league, obviously. Nobody said that. But he is one of the best at getting open.
I don't even think he's overrated. I don't think.
No, nobody thinks he's that good, really.
No.
I mean, he had 0 touchdowns a couple years ago. But they do have pick 33 and pick 39 in the draft now, courtesy of Brian Burns, even though it should have been more than that. But, now they can look at potentially adding Ladd McConkey, who is, I mean, he looks fantastic. He's another guy who gets open, with his route running, which is what I greatly prefer. And he's got elite speed and agility, according to these athletic testing. So they need to get guys for Bryce who can get open quickly, let him get the ball out of his hands. Because, yeah, even though they went out and they got their guards, it's likely that the O-line is still going to struggle a bit.
Yeah.
But I think they're on the right track. Hopefully the owner stays out of their way and Canales can do a good job this season.
Yeah. Now, Andre, you are right about that. I did think they had a good coaching staff. I didn't say they were better. They were better than the Ravens coaching staff. I thought they had a good coaching staff. No, I definitely got that one wrong. That thing imploded. Yeah, he said it's not. He said he's not taking shots, just honest critique. Yeah, no, I mean, and we've been honest about that here. I mean, they're awful, and they have a lot to build. They still have a lot to go. I mean, we didn't even talk about the left tackle Iquanu. He looks. I mean, he looked awful, and they have to see if that was just a 1 year thing, if that was just the coaching staff, if he just took a step back for a year, and if Canals can get him going in the right direction, because they spent a high draft pick on him, but solidifying the rest of the O-line will help soften the blow if Iquanu isn't the answer there. So I think they're managing it well so far. And again, it's still early. We got to see what other moves they make. 2 high second round picks, they can still make some moves. They can either move up, they can trade for some other players, or they can draft right there. So
yeah. But we'll see what else they have planned in free agency. Obviously, they have more money left. They have a lot of holes. Like I said, they're going to be looking at edge rusher. They're going to be hosting several of them, today and in the coming days.
How do you feel about Chase Young?
I think that I think his injuries probably took something from him. And he's only 24. But I think that he can still be a good player, but I don't think he's ever really going to be the elite, dominant edge that he looked like coming into the league.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I felt like I thought he would get a contract from San Francisco, and the fact that he's out there on the street.
Well, they went out and they got Leonard Floyd. So they went about upgrading everywhere along their D line as well, and it's looking like, from what I've read, Chase Young is probably going to end up with the Saints. But Carolina's hosting DJ Wanham and Jadeveon Clowney as well.
Chase Young is great. Andre, man, you really showing your ass today, man. He says, "I'm just saying, you giving props for trying. We supposedly want a Saquon, and we got Derrick Henry. Yeah, he's
You know what's
30
funny?
and not long term solution, but good for now. It's not good for now. How's it good for now if Saquon is available, Josh Jacobs is available, Aaron Jones is available, younger talent that's actually in their peak was available, and you opt for the 30-year-old. That's
Yeah,
not
and
trying.
they weren't in on Saquon. This is
No,
what Ravens do with every single offensive player out there. They float that they're interested, and they're not. They've been targeting Derrick Henry since before free agency. You know that. And no, he didn't give props for trying. Again, I responded to you when you left the comment. I don't know why you acting like you didn't see it. What he said was they went after T. Higgins. They didn't want to trade him, and then they went and actually got a receiver, unlike Baltimore, who went after Derrick Henry. They said no, and then you sat on your ass and went into the playoffs with Gus Edwards and got embarrassed.
yeah,
That's the
and
difference.
and y'all are arguing that we can get it done with Gus. He got 13 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I noticed nobody's crying about Gus Edwards' departure. That's weird. There's a lot of people
I
in the
heard Gus was the
comments.
best.
There's a lot of people in the comments a few weeks ago that were arguing about, hey, Gus Edwards. Some people are arguing he's a top 5 running back because look at his yards per carry, look at his touchdowns. As soon as he signed with the Chargers, I didn't hear anybody mention his name. It's weird. What's going on, Mikey? Mikey says, B, what do you think about all the criticism from the so-called experts dissing on the moves made by the Panthers? I haven't
Yeah.
heard any criticism.
Yeah, no, they've been getting some criticism. Oh, what Chen Wu says Gus Edwards is just a guy now. Now that he's in LA,
Yeah.
that's funny, Chen. That's funny. I'll give you that. No, I've heard a lot of criticism. And look, they've overpaid for the players that they brought in, without a doubt. Robert Hunt got $20 million a year.
Yeah.
Damian Lewis got, I think it was 11 or 12 a year. Like I said, that guy Dane Jackson, who's really kind of a depth player, or has been, got 7.5 a year almost. So they have to overpay to bring guys in free agency, especially early in free agency, because they're the Panthers. They won 2 games last year. They haven't had a winning season since 2017 or 2016 or whenever it was. So yeah, they have to overpay to get guys in right now. But they have Bryce Young on a rookie deal, and that's when you're supposed to overpay for other talent. You're supposed to just stack the team with talent.
Yeah.
I know that Baltimore fans don't realize that because y'all didn't do that with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
But that's what other teams do.
Yeah.
They go out and they just pay for guys.
And people like Andre Mears, who's just used to mid players and gets excited about that, just can't wrap his mind around getting young, elite talent.
And Andre, we never once said J.K. Dobbins is trash. Not once.
Nah.
You got to stop with the BS, bro. Like, honestly.
Alfreda says, B, don't forget that Robert Hunt is a receiving threat.
Yeah. He was pretty nimble out there too.
Yeah. Let's see. B Cam says, I want a Barkley, but you still have the game plan for Henry. Yeah. Just don't settle for less. I mean, is that a hard concept to grasp for the offense? Don't settle for less. And man, yeah, like B said, for the Panthers, all right, they had to overpay a little bit, but you do whatever it takes to protect your quarterback. That's who's going to carry this team. Now, Bryce Young didn't have a great rookie season. I mean, for obvious reasons. You have to give him every opportunity to succeed. And if you do that, if you treat your quarterback like you want him there, even the sorry ones can take you far enough.
Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Exactly. So, no, I think that what they're doing is necessary. Don't worry about the defense right now. Okay, if they can't stop anybody, so what? Let Bryce Young develop, and if he is truly your franchise quarterback, you have plenty of time to build a contender around him. But keep him upright, keep his confidence up. That's how you do it. Let's see. Oh, Ed says sign Tyron Smith. don't care if he's injury prone. You talking about for the Ravens or for the Panthers? I think that wouldn't be bad for the Panthers too. I know he gets a lot of injuries, but he's good when he's healthy.
He is, but I mean, look, it's just it's he's past it at this point. Like, and Carolina is looking to the future. Like, they're not looking for, you know, win now type signings. I think he's talking about the Ravens. I wouldn't bring him in for Baltimore either, because you have to have guys that you can depend on.
All right, man. We have over 100 people in here. Salute to y'all. Hit that like button if you're new. Hit the subscribe button. All right. Oh, it's showing the numbers. Oh, we got some people over on X and Facebook. Shout out to y'all, man. All right. Shout out to the one person over there on Twitch. Okay. Twitch cracks me up, man. There'll be like one or two people just randomly popping up. I know it's a gaming platform, but why not? We put it out there.
Andre says, I agree. LJ deserves better. He needs the O line rebuilt. He needs a legitimate weapon on the outside. Go all in.
But
EDC's done a great job. I'm just saying Henry still has some juice. Yeah, that's exactly what we said about Derrick Henry. We said that there were better available, but he can still play. And I'm never on here saying BS. I'm just saying, you were on here saying BS when you said we called J.K. Dobbins trash.
Right. That was made up. The problem is, well, you have a problem because we don't kiss up to EDC. We don't kiss up to the organization, and we don't overhype okay signings. It's an okay signing. Like, yeah, I like Derrick Henry. I think he's going to be fine. But how much longer do you think Derrick Henry is going to be the man for? He's already in decline. I think everybody agrees there. Doesn't mean he's not going to be a top running back next year. I think he can be a top running back next year. What about the year after? What about the year after that? You don't believe that, right? We're getting a 1 or 2 year rental, and that's fine. I'd be okay with that if we did everything else. If we had a wall around Lamar Jackson, if we had another top wide receiver. Hold on, B. Hold on.
When did I say that, Andre?
Oh, hold on.
You go ahead and rewind and you tell me when I said that.
But I mean, all right. Don't bring on any more Andre's stuff. You got to pay for more comments, Andre. But if we built a wall around Lamar, if we got another weapon, in the pass game, and we're saying, all right, this is the time, and we want to cap it off because we run the ball a lot. Let's get Derrick Henry. Cool, right? Because when you have all the pieces, getting a weapon like that put you over the top.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're getting Derrick Henry and we don't fix this O-line, and we're depending on guys that are developing, you're wasting your time. Because we're not going to win a Super Bowl. And when the O-line is ready, we don't have a running back, or we don't have corners, or we don't have we don't have a tight end because Andrews is gone or he's declining. Like, the pieces aren't adding up. If you're going to be all in,
and
all around.
This is our entire point about trading for Derrick Henry last year. You trade for Derrick Henry last year, maybe that does put you over the top against Kansas City, and you do win that game, and you do go on and win a Super Bowl, right? Because you had an elite defense. You had the O-line, and you add Derrick Henry in there, you call some run plays, and maybe you win that game, you go on. Now, not saying that they can't win. Obviously, again, it's early, but right now you don't have the same defense. You've lost key players on defense. You've lost most of the senior defensive staff, and then you look on the other side, and you have 3 of your offensive line starters gone, and you don't know who's going to be blocking for them. So it could be that Derrick Henry comes in and he plays very well, and you just don't have everything else that you need, because timing matters when you're talking about winning a title.
Yeah. Just how it says Andrews is hurt whenever he's needed in the playoffs. I'm already done with Mark Andrews.
Not always. Sometimes he just sucks.
I'm done with Mark Andrews, man. Like, I'm not saying get rid of him, because we can't afford to get rid of talent on offense. Don't get me wrong. But this whole Yeah, he's elite. Nah, he ain't elite, bro. He's yes, he's top 5 by default. I don't even think he's top 5 anymore. You know, you got some young tight ends that are in the league now,
Yeah.
but you have to show up at some point. He's been in the league for 6 years now. He came in the same year as Lamar Jackson. Where does he show up? What big game has he showed up in? I can't. I mean, I can't call him one of the guys. Very good. Keep him for now, but we have to do better than that.
I don't have a problem with people challenging what we say. I didn't say Eckler was better than Derrick Henry. What I said was, if you would listen, what I said was, when Tennessee backed out of the trade, there were other options like Josh Jacobs, like Austin
We're not
Eckler,
gonna keep.
like Jonathan Taylor. That's what I said.
We're not gonna keep
You
reading
can't.
it. Andre, you a spectator from here on out, bro. Antonio, what's going on? Says Panthers pride. Let's go. Keep pounding. Salute.
What's going on, Antonio?
But good to see you, Andre. We haven't seen you in a while. NET Sports says likely is that guy. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. He had a good close to the season.
Yeah,
good last like 7 games or whatever it was, including the playoffs. He didn't have a good full season. So
yeah. Let's see. Everybody disagrees, but I'll say it again. Having 2 good tight ends is pointless. Those Gronk and Hernandez days are over.
I mean, and I somewhat agree.
Now if you have Travis Kelce and George Kittle, that's not pointless.
Right.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I see what you're saying. Andrews is top 5. Look, we kind of freestyling here. All right, we're freestyling because we went Park Bums. Just subscribe. Hey, salute to you, Park Bums. Yo, y'all are your names, man. Thanks for subscribing. Andrews is top 5 because Lamar throws to him a lot. That's all. We spread the ball evenly when Likely was starting and he was top 3 easy. That's a good point. Can we have an honest conversation about Mark Andrews? This is going to be a topic, B. Can we just
Ravens fans love him too much?
Yeah. I think this chat can have an honest conversation about Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews isn't that guy, y'all.
Nah.
I'm not saying he's bad. He's on our team. I'm gonna root for him. I like him. He'll make some good catches here and there. Good player. He's you cannot mention him in the same breath as Travis Kelce. You can't mention him in the same breath as George Kittle. He's not those guys. And other guys like Sam Laporta, like Dallas Goedert, I think they surpassed him. All right. So I mean,
yeah, and injury has something to do with that.
It does.
But also just he doesn't show up when they need him most.
No. Let's see.
MDT, the Ravens fans that have been arguing with us for the past couple of years that he's elite and just as good, if not better, than Travis Kelce. Those Ravens fans.
Yeah, I mean, the year he led the tight ends in yards, you're gonna have that argument. I get it, but you can't do it in any game that we actually need you in. You can't make any plays in the playoffs. He has made 0 plays in the playoffs. I hope you guys realize that. 200 total yards in the playoffs, 0 touchdowns. He's not the guy. If we have an opportunity to trade him and upgrade somehow offense, send him on the next thing smoking. Okay. All right. What else we got, man? We don't even have any NBA really to discuss. We're going to start kicking that up because the playoffs are starting soon. We don't even have a court of public opinion. Oh,
but that's because we're waiting to bring that back next week when we, get because they kept on beating us down with that animation, getting us them copyright. It's horrible.
Yeah.
YouTube beating on the little guys over here, but that's all right. That's okay.
All right. So let's do submitted questions. Okay. Man, look, 150 people in here. What? Okay. Hit that like button.
With just saying, hey, the hour done. Let's head out.
I think we deserve it. We gave you an hour that we weren't supposed to give you.
Love is Blind getting ready to come out in 45 minutes. I can just chill. But submitted questions.
Wait, okay, before you
Uh,
start then.
yeah.
Support the show. It just went away. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. All right. Go over there. We're going to be discussing some basketball. All right. College basketball. Let me see if I can find my thing here. All right. This is the overtime show promo right here. Look at that. Has women's college basketball surpassed the men? That's what we're going to be discussing. That guy that's sitting down, he's an actual college basketball player.
And he's awesome.
Yes.
They call him in Larry Blurred.
Larry Blurred, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's a good player. But we're going to discuss that. You know, nobody really talks about the men's anymore. But women's, ooh, it is picking up. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss some more football. You know, I'm sure our panel want to discuss their teams. You know, Sugar's a Steelers fan, Buck is a Cardinals fan. You know, Ferris is a Giants fan. There's a lot going on in the NFL, so we'll be discussing that as well. So patreon.com/LBHTShow. If you have little as $5, you should sign up. And I need to point this out because I don't think we pointed it out enough on this show. April 6th, we will be taking a tour of the Ravens Stadium. All right, that's ourselves, Hendo from the Road Pod. OTR Mike will not be at the stadium tour, but we're going to get something to eat afterwards. Maybe he'll have time to swing by and hang out with us for a little bit. No guarantees there, but it's for Patreon members only. So you have to be signed up to Patreon. All right, and not the free tier either.
All right. And if you are interested, let us know by this Friday, 9 p.m. If you let Hendo know over the Road Pod, he's got the list. But we want to kind of get that solidified, you know, in advance. D-Bank says the Gamecocks from South Carolina or Iowa because Caitlin Clark's out for blood. I'm riding with LSU still. I think LSU is going to get it done come tournament time. But yeah, South Carolina and Caitlin Clark are no joke.
Yeah,
I was feeling less confident in my LSU pick after that South Carolina player laid out Flauche.
That I was asking. I was like, yo, who's big girl right there? Who's that? Yeah. She's a giant. She did lay her out. She just chest bumped her too,
and just didn't even move.
Didn't even move. Yeah,
terrible.
All right, so make questions. This is for points.
Because and also on the OT, we're gonna need, if Ferris shows up, we got to talk about what happened on his radio show last night.
Did you put this in here? Does Magic Mind?
Yeah. It's been in there.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is for points. If you submit a question to us and we read it on air, you get points, and we explain how the point system works. Okay. This is for prizes that we give away at the end of the month. All right. Yes. What's first?
Okay, we actually have a couple questions from Jay here. First up, why does EDC think his draft track record is elite? With 9 picks in this year's draft, we all see what the plan is. Jay referring to them trading away their starting right tackle, Morgan Moses, today and picking up an extra 6th-round pick. You know, I think that DaCosta himself has said he's not any better at drafting than anybody else. And, you know, that's why he likes to have more picks. But I think that they are, you know, they're trying to do their best, or they're about to go about doing their best in terms of just overhauling the line, which was necessary. It was necessary. You know, Kevin Zeitler's old. John Simpson, despite the league being in love with John Simpson, I don't think it was particularly good. And the same with Morgan Moses. You know, they have Tyler Linderbaum, who is fantastic. And then aging Ronnie Stanley, right? So they needed to overhaul the line.
Yeah.
I was just hoping they would do it, at least part of it, in free agency and getting, you know, some proven players in there. It looks like they're going to lean more towards the draft, and we'll have to see, you know, what they end up with. But, you know, I mean, listen, if I were a GM, I would want to go into the draft with 30 picks every year. Like that's what you do, right? You pick the players. So
yeah, the strategy. The strategy isn't bad. but the evaluator has been terrible. EDC has done a terrible job with his picks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's drafted a lot of O linemen. Very few have worked out. That's the problem I have here.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't want to go into the draft with 9 picks. We are so close to winning the Super Bowl. Why are you playing around and rolling the dice on the offense so much? If these were 9 picks and we had to redo the defense, fine. We had better success on that side of the ball anyway. Offense, you have to be sure about. And I do not want to go into next year. I don't even want to go with 2 rookies on that O line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if
Now,
we get one,
yeah,
all right, fine. But two or
I
three,
feel
no.
like they'll be able to get a starter at 30.
Yeah, I think so.
But when you start talking about late second and then late third, assuming they stay there with those picks, it gets much more difficult. Even if you end up picking a good player, again, they may not be ready to go right now, and they. I mean, I'm not going to say they absolutely need it right now because Lamar is young. Their window's open for a while, but
Yeah.
in terms of competing next year, they're down 3 starters on that line. So, but I'm sure they'll pick somebody up in free agency as well. We just got to wait and see.
I think so.
Next up for Jay, when is it safe to get my hopes up about the Panthers? Jay, you know the answer to that is never. I don't know, but I think that they've done a good job so far. The first few days, outside of the Brian Burns thing, which I'm not going to put 100% on Dan Morgan since he was not the GM when they turned down the 2 firsts and the second. Still just the worst move possible. But considering he inherited that situation, I think he's done a pretty decent job. And I like that they are focused on the offense, even if it means it's coming at the expense of the defense, because they do need to protect Bryce. They need to keep him upright. They need to get some people for him to throw the ball to. They need to get his confidence, or at least maintain his confidence. I don't know that his confidence has gone away, but they need to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I think you'll know after the first few weeks, probably like week 5 or 6. You don't even have to have like a winning record. Just you'll know just based on how Bryce Young is playing. If he's playing well and he's looking like what you hoped he would be his rookie year, then you can start getting your hopes up because that means they're on the right track, and it's just about getting the right pieces around him, building up that team some more. You're not going to do everything this year, but you just want to see him upright, and you want the offense to look competent. And if you see that over the first few weeks, get your hopes up.
Yeah, and they need to be able to properly evaluate Bryce Young. Like, he couldn't evaluate him last year.
No,
it was the whole team was a dumpster fire. So they also need to make sure that he is their guy going forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Up next from Michael, we've got, what do you think about Russell Wilson playing in the AFC North?
It's a good question because our next segment was going to be more like news around the NFL and free agency, and I was going to talk about the Steelers. What the Steelers are doing over there, you better be careful. Russell Wilson over there. Now, obviously, Russell Wilson has been kind of on a decline as well, but he bounced back last year before, Denver decided they just didn't want to pay him. But Russell Wilson over there, I think, yeah, man, it was already we already have a tough time beating the Steelers no matter who they have at quarterback. Russell Wilson's going to make it very interesting. They also picked up Patrick Queen. I know a lot of y'all hate it. I hate it. I don't want to see Patrick Queen in a Steelers uniform, but he's there. And
well, they say should have put a ring on it then, right?
Yeah, especially for that price point. Jesus.
Even
I was just like, how much?
I think it's a really good pickup for Pittsburgh because you don't want to roll out there with Pickett and Mason Rudolph and Mitchell Trubisky again, right?
Yeah.
I think it'll be even better if they go into the draft in maybe the second round and draft Michael Penix. I think that would be great for them. I don't like the fact that they I like it, but I don't like for them the fact that they traded away Diontae Johnson, and you're just you're rolling out there with just George Pickens and Calvin Austin right now. But we'll have to see what they do. Obviously, a wide receiver as well. But getting rid of a talented player like Diontae Johnson's never a great thing. They gave him away.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think, but for that team,
yeah,
they do such a great job at drafting wide receivers.
Look, it's because they draft a lot of wide receivers.
Yes,
they've drafted very bad wide receivers as well.
Yes,
they drafted Chase Claypool, Limas Swede, James Washington. They've had their share of misses.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like you were talking about earlier, and in terms of like getting overhyped about decent signings. And all fans do this. It's not a Ravens fan thing. It's a fan thing. Because the Pittsburgh fan posted a clip of Diontae Jackson, the corner from Carolina, who they traded for, getting a pick six last year, right? And and he was like, "Oh my God, this is exactly what we needed." And a Panthers fan quote tweeted it, and he was like, "Oh my God, is this what we sound like when we talk about other signing players from other teams?" Because we watched Diontae Jackson, we know he's not really that guy, but you see a couple of highlights and you convince yourself, because he's on your team now.
Diontae Jackson gets hurt a lot. I think a fully healthy Diontae Jackson, he's great.
He's okay. He's
yeah.
Next up from our guy Suge. Always off topic. Your life is now a video game.
Oh God.
What are some of the cheat codes you can use, and what do they do? Well, for me, the number one cheat code, and I used to use this liberally in Grand Theft Auto, is the give me money cheat code.
That's what I was going to use.
Yeah, I need all of the money.
All right,
and then I need to be invincible.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to steal your answer with a different game. Skyrim. And B showed me this, and B completely changed the way I play video games after this, right? Okay. He got me Skyrim on PC, okay, on Steam. And I start playing it, and I'm telling him how I was getting smoked by this one like dark elf or whatever, right? And he was like, "Well, you can up your health." I was like, "How you do that?" He showed me how to put the codes in, And he's like, you can get more money too. How much money you want? I was like, I want $1 million. And he just typed in $1 million, and boom, it was there. And I was like, what? So that's how I play every game. I want it on PC, and I want the cheat codes. Okay. Yeah. And Bethesda, God bless Bethesda, man. Bethesda makes it so easy for you to put whatever mods you want in the game. Okay. You can play the game exactly how you want to play it. Okay. I'm a big fan of Starfield right now. And I played Starfield without the mods.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna run it. Console. But I'm gonna run it back. I'm gonna run it. They'll get the mods on console. They usually put them on there later on. But yes, I want to be invincible, and I want all the money in the world.
That's pretty much it. I mean, like, what else? What else could it be? Right. But that is it for the submitted questions for this week. And I'm really feeling like we could just cut it short.
Man, okay, we'll hang out for a little bit. We're actually going to give you a bonus time today. Bonus time is back. We're going to talk for a few more minutes, okay? Because we did go a lot over what we planned on doing yesterday. So we're kind of repeating some things. But you want to hang out some more? Overtime show, okay? Seriously, overtime show. We have a planned topic, and then afterwards, it's just whatever we want to talk about, and we talk about anything and everything. This question that Suge brought up, we talk about things like that all the time in the overtime show. So patreon.com/LBHTShow, like it says right there. I know you have $5 in your pocket. Invest in a good investment with us, okay? And also that will if you want to join us on the tour, on the Ravens tour, that's April 6th.
We're not done with submitted questions.
Oh, you got more?
Jeremy put one in there. I apologize, Jeremy. I did not see it. He posted it earlier today. So let me put this in here real quick.
There you go. You forgot Jeremy. How dare you?
I didn't forget Jeremy.
And we got trivia too. And we got trivia. Just Al says, I want to be able to fly and super strength. Okay. You want to be Superman? Okay. Let's see. Who was it? What's up, Clot Clot? Did I say what's up to you? What's going on? Let's see. Just Sports says we lost Patrick Queen, but gained a king. Patrick will end up being like Mosley, thinking he's Batman when he actually is. He's actually Robin. Mosley's been pretty good with the Jets.
Yeah, Mosley's been very good.
I don't know. I don't think that's a good comparison. You haven't heard of him from him because the Jets haven't been great, but he's been good. Daniel Franklin says Russ is going to struggle. He can't throw over the middle, and Arthur Smith only throws over the middle.
Well, if Arthur Smith is a good offensive coordinator, then Arthur Smith will adjust.
Yeah.
Yeah. But regardless, Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph can't throw anywhere, so they still made the playoffs with that.
Facts. Mosley's all pro player. Yes.
All right, so here's our question from Jeremy, inspired by one Aaron Rodgers, who was allegedly approached by Robert Kennedy about being a potential vice president for an independent run. So Jeremy says, is it distracting for a player to try and enter politics while on a team, essentially while being active? I mean, if he's going to be out campaigning and missing practice and and stuff like that, then yeah, then that, actually entering politics, like, hey, I'm trying to be a politician. Yeah, that would be very distracting.
So the word distracting, that's also in my book of cliches. This is distracting. Anything that you do outside of football is a distraction. Your family is a distraction. Your friends are a distraction, right? Managing properties is a distraction. Okay. Going out to eat is a distraction. Anything that you do outside of playing football is a distraction. So yes, it's a distraction. What you mean is, will it be a problem?
Right.
And like B said, it depends on how much time and energy he has to put into his campaign. But the good news is Robert Kennedy isn't a serious person. Republicans aren't serious. And he just needs to be there as a sideshow. Go out there and say something. I mean, you could argue that he's already doing it on a Pat McAfee show.
Yeah. Well,
right?
and he's starting to get the treatment also because, before it's just whatever. It's Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee and talking to his little buddy Joe Rogan. Nobody cares what he says, despite how important he thinks he is. But once this story came out, then you've got CNN reporting how he is he's spreading misinformation about Sandy Hook, like propaganda about Sandy Hook, what happened there, and essentially, saying it wasn't real.
Right.
And you're going to have the actual real media because Aaron Rodgers doesn't deal with real media. He doesn't deal with actual investigative journalists or anything like that. You're going to have the real media digging into you if this is what you actually want to go and do. But it's not even for sure, okay? Because allegedly, he also approached Jesse the Body Ventura.
He approached Jesse the Body?
Kennedy.
Oh, Kennedy did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jesse is more. He's more of an independent, and I know he was. What was he? A senator or congressman?
Governor.
A governor. Jesse. He's deep into politics, but he's not. He's not the type of person that wants to be like a career politician. In fact, I remember he said at one time, politics shouldn't be a career. You should have statesmen. You serve your term and then get out. So I don't know if he'll be on board for that.
Yeah.
But people change their minds, especially for money.
But to answer your question, Jeremy, yes, it would be a major distraction.
Oh God, Eric L, what is going on? Says, should Mr. Jackson ask for a trade for 24 or 25 if the Ravens don't change? 25, yes. I mean, 24. This season's going on. I think he's all in. So, I mean, you coming off the AC Championship game, you're all in. You want to see what you're going to do the next year.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think that the time to try and force his way out was obviously when his contract was expiring. you know, I if they continue to not get it done, they'll move on from John Harbaugh at some point. I don't know if that
Yes.
would be this year or after next year or whatever, but they'll move on from him at some point if they continue to not win. And if John Harbaugh's gone, you're going to say, "Hey, things are different. I'm going to stick it out." So, I mean, I don't think it'll. I don't think it's really feasible at this point until later on in his career.
And I don't want to overreact. I think people are looking at us like we're overreacting to um, what's going on right now. Like we don't like everything that's going on, but they might still fill all the holes
Mm-hmm.
on offense. That could happen. We could very well go into the season with another Super Bowl caliber team. That could happen. So we're in wait and see. All we're doing is just reacting to what we're seeing in real time. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Tenario, thank you for coming by. He
Hey,
says,
what's up, Tenario?
"What's good? What y'all think about Mike Williams or Cortland Sutton?" Really like Cortland Sutton.
Yes.
I'm a fan of Mike Williams' talent. You gotta, you have to be 100% certain that he doesn't have kind of lingering, ongoing injuries. I mean, injuries happen to anyone, but he's had a lot of recurring problems. So before you go after Mike Williams, you have to be certain that he's kind of over that.
I'll tell you what I think
And
about
then you
this
take
guy.
your chance.
I think I really like Deebo Samuel. I don't care if it's a rumor or not. That you put it out there, make it happen, please. Deebo Samuel is yes. Agnes, what's going on? She says we are going to have to see Moses the coming season. At least he gets to say he played with Lamar. Yeah,
Are they playing the Jets this year?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Uh,
I know we played the NFC East. So that means the battle of the Beltway, ladies and gentlemen. We playing the Commanders.
Manuel says, "Jose, do we get JJ or who?"
You talking about Justin Jefferson?
Justin Jefferson.
Man, you know we're not going to get him. Just because I'm trying to speak it into existence, I say we should go and get him. And a lot of y'all, not you, Manuel. Okay, you're not scared, but a lot of y'all scared. Y'all, a lot of y'all. The real thing is you're too scared to get talent like Justin Jefferson. You're scared of having expectations. Okay, you should be demanding that we trade for Justin Jefferson. If we had to give up 2 first-round picks, what would you care?
Yeah.
If we had to give this year's and next year's first-round picks, those are essentially second-round picks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Well, so what? If we got to pay him $33 million a year, so what? Is he not worth it? Right? But no, we're not going to get Justin Jefferson. We're not going to give up what it takes to get somebody like Justin Jefferson. We probably will end up with Mike Williams, and everybody will be talking about how great Mike Williams is all of a sudden. Although you would never want to have paid him when he was, one of the top guys in free agency, or if you had to trade for him.
It's so funny because a lot of people talking about Mike Williams, and I remember a couple years ago when I said go trade for Mike Williams.
Yeah,
and they're like, no, he's hurt all the time.
Yeah,
he's not worth it.
Derrick Henry was injury prone, and he was aging at trade deadline when we're like, we need if we need to give an extra pick or we need to give a second round pick, do it. Oh, you don't give up a second round pick for somebody that's turning 30, and he's declining. But now we snatched him up in the offseason when it doesn't matter.
McDagger says, "Why do you guys think it's relevant to put Black History facts in a football podcast?" Well, joke's on you because this isn't a football podcast. You're clearly in the wrong place, though, so we'll help you out with
that. Somebody get him out of here. Let's see. What else we got? D-Bank says Justin Jefferson doesn't want Lamar throwing to him over Burrow and Mahomes. Why not?
Why do you hate Lamar Jackson?
I think he would very much love to have Lamar Jackson throw him the ball.
This is the same thing. This is the same kind of things that people used to say about Cam. But the only thing that you would actually see is that NFL players love Cam Newton. Yeah. And it's the same thing with Lamar Jackson. People say this all the time, and all that you've actually seen is that NFL players love Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Don't believe that. Tenera says, "Man, Debo, I 100% agree, but I don't trust our Ravens to be that that fire."
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I would love to get Debo here. Somebody said Brandon Ayuk earlier. Yeah, MDT Sports. Yes, no Debo. I want Brandon Ayuk. Unfortunately, MDT Sports. I've been watching a lot of San Francisco the 49ers YouTubers, right? They're on the Brandon Ayuk. Okay, they're saying the same thing. They're like, yeah, Debo can go. We'll take Ayuk. I love Brandon Ayuk, but I'll take Debo. I mean, do you not like Debo Samuels? You think he's fool's gold? Because I don't think he is. You know, he's not the route runner Ayuk is. But man, I will take that. Him and Derrick Henry here. Yes, please. All right, we'll be a couple more, and then we are going to the overtime show. Man, y'all should check us out, man. Check us out on the overtime show. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'll give you a little teaser. Okay, we're talking about women's college basketball and have they surpassed men's college basketball? I'll give you a little spoiler. Yes. Yes, and it's a lot of fun. If you watch college basketball, or you like basketball even a little bit, you should definitely check out. Check out LSU game. LSU and South Carolina game this past weekend was everything you want to see in a basketball game. Okay, it had all the theatrics. So, and I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked. I should probably research this, but I'm pretty sure women's college basketball, their ratings have been surpassing the men's, because I can't remember the last time anybody talked about a men's basketball game. I don't even hear about Duke and North Carolina anymore.
I know.
That's something, even if you didn't know who the players were, like, you're going to hear about that game.
D-Banks, go ahead and calm down, because you're just making up what you said. No need to yell over your opinion.
What you saying? I said over Mahomes and Burrow.
Talking about Justin Jefferson wouldn't want to play with them over Mahomes and Burrow. Just
and I
go
disagree.
ahead and calm down. Go ahead and calm down.
But again, I disagree. I think Mahomes, only because the system they're in is a better system. Burrow, yeah, I mean, he'll be playing opposite of Jamar Chase, and T Higgins is there as well. I don't think he wants to be there, right?
Well, T Higgins wouldn't be there. I would assume that T Higgins.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
The trade.
That's a good point. I think. Nah. I don't think he'd rather play with Burrow over Lamar. Look, he might want to play. He might play with Jamar Chase because that was his teammate. But did he play with?
These are all assumptions, though, because
wait, did he play with Burrow?
Wanted to play with Derek Carr.
Wait, did Jefferson play with Burrow in college?
Yes, I believe so.
Maybe because the three of them play together. Maybe that'd be a preference.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it could be just a preference thing, because Davante Adams wanted to go play with Derek Carr.
Right. Yeah.
He, like they're all, they're individual people. They have their own relationships. They have their own preferences or whatever. But look, he's not going to turn down playing with Lamar Jackson, and it's going to be about what his team can get in a trade, not about where he wants to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Agnes says Burrow thinks he's him. He is him. He is not. I started looking at Burrow a little differently this past year before he got hurt.
He's him-ish.
Yeah.
D-Banks, yes, he played with them. That doesn't mean that he would want to leave and go play with Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson. You are making that up. You don't know that. Are you Justin Jefferson?
It's your opinion.
Have you talked to him?
It's your opinion, and you may not be wrong in that, but it is an opinion.
I'm just saying, don't be yelling at Alex about it, because it's just your opinion.
And Chad is back. What is Chad saying? It's you guys again. I don't know why you keep. Anyway, you got to pull it up, B.
It's you guys again. I don't know why you keep popping up on my YouTube, but here we are. After sipping on some champagne at brunch, I just don't understand how you two can be Ravens fans being so toxic. Time to eat some elk and veggies. Why the elk?
That's what rich people eat, I guess. Shout out to Chad. He
D-Bag
definitely
says
hates
he
this
is
show.
Justin Jefferson. Man, listen, all joking aside, Bryce Young is that guy, dude. Like if you don't know about Bryce, you come on down to Charlotte.
Manuel asked me Debo or was it Manuel that asked Debo or Justin Jefferson? Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, it's Justin Jefferson over just about everybody.
Not even just about. It's Justin Jefferson over everyone. I mean, he is the best receiver in the league right now.
I think if you ask
Debo's
me,
great.
If you ask me Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill, I would have to think about that.
I can't even. I mean,
Tyreek
is fantastic. Tyreek is 30, and Justin Jefferson is averaging 1,600 yards a season.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, you don't even have to look at him; you just throw it up there, and he's going.
Well, I mean,
he's going to catch it for a touchdown.
That's Justin Jefferson as well.
Yeah,
You saw Kirk Cousins try desperately to throw an interception on that 4th down play, and he snatched it from that defender with one hand.
That's crazy.
Over his head behind him.
Oh, yeah. Justin Jefferson. But Tyreek Hill will definitely make me think about it. Good Lord, he made me think of it. Let's see. AJ Brown maybe. Not over Justin Jefferson. What are you laughing at?
Alex Rado, I think, won the argument here. He says, "Why would Justin Jefferson be in a Ravens and Panthers chat if Lamar weren't his preference?" Riddle me that, D Banks.
Got him. Keelan, what's going on, man? Says, I don't know, man. Lamar ranks in deep passing efficiency every year in the 22 to 30 range. If I'm a receiver, I'm playing with Burrow over Lamar because Joe's head coach actually throws the ball and wants to air teams out.
Okay, but counterpoint, Keelan, because fair enough, wide receivers play a big role in that as well in terms of your efficiency throwing the ball down the field because they have to be able to track the ball and go and get it. But also, why would you want to play with Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow don't even be playing football? Joe Burrow has had 2 season-ending injuries.
And deep passes. How many times do teams throw the ball down the field like that?
Yeah, not that many.
No. Lamar and Jefferson will get on the same page. He'll get all the passes he can handle. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So,
but look, fair enough. I mean, Joe Burrow's a great quarterback. And playing opposite of Jamar Chase would be, beneficial to any receiver, right? Same with Pat Mahomes. Obviously, he's a great quarterback. Playing for Andy Reid. I noticed we didn't throw Josh Allen in this conversation, but even Josh Allen,
yes,
over there, he's a great. Well,
but Josh Allen is
a very good quarterback.
But Josh Allen proves our point. What was his efficiency before he got Stephon Diggs?
Yeah, it wasn't. No, he was bad.
Right. You need talent. Manuel, okay, he says it's important. It's important. It's an important question. Do we draft Stanley's replacement this year? No.
You try.
Yeah, they try. I think they've been trying.
Oh, yeah. They've only drafted the one tackle. He was a right tackle only. He never played left tackle. Yeah. They haven't drafted any other tackles.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. They'll try this year.
And
I don't even know if they do. I think they might be.
I think they're going to tackle at 30.
I think they might go corner.
Nah.
What happened with trivia? All right, trivia real quick, and then we getting out of here. Do you have trivia?
I do.
He does.
Okay, real quick.
This is how Jeremy gets his points. This is how he gets into the game every month.
All right, trivia. What non-QB? Because it's obviously free agency. We just saw Kirk Cousins steal a whole bunch of more money from the Atlanta Falcons. What non-QB has the highest career earnings in NFL history through 2023?
Okay, I don't know this either. When I give my answers, ladies and gentlemen, do not copy me unless you know it's right. because I will lead you down the wrong path every time. Non-QB, highest career earnings in NFL history.
Mm-hmm. And they are 14th all time, mind you. The first 13 are quarterbacks. And all of them aren't even very good.
Yeah. All right. Put your answers. Google it, people. Okay. I think Jeremy's right. I think he's right. Don't quote me on that. I think it is. All
I'd be
right.
saying, to be honest, this is something that you're going to have to contact Patreon about. And they should be able to help you out there. Are you doing it on mobile or are you doing it on your desktop?
Yeah.
Because, switch and try the other, because that can happen sometimes where just one platform is causing an issue, and maybe you switch over and can get it going there.
Yeah.
One,
but let us know if you have
2,
issues.
And we have 3 correct answers.
Okay.
Starting with Brandon Buckingham.
It's Larry.
Legend.
I thought it was
Larry
Adrian Peterson.
Fitzgerald, 14th all time in career earnings, followed up by Von Miller to round out the top 15. Congratulations to Buck, Alex, and Just Allo.
Nice. Salute. Should have said he had a stroke for a second. Why'd you have a stroke for a second?
That's not cool.
Because he didn't type it in. Right. He said Lardy Fitz. All right. So that's why he went to an Ivy League school. Yeah. Did he go to Ivy? No, he didn't go to Ivy League, did he?
No, he went to Pitt.
Yeah, he went to Pitt. All right. That's the show. We're going over to Patreon. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you want to hang out with us April 6th, it's not on the scale of the meet and greet, which might be back this summer. We'll see. But go over to Patreon. Let us know that you want to go. All right. It is very limited. It's not a big crowd that we're doing. I think like 20 is max. So, let us know by Friday. And it's going to be fun. We're going to tour the stadium. It's free parking as well for the stadium. Afterwards, we're going to figure out where we're going to eat, and we'll find some parking over there as well. And we're just going to hang out and have a good time. All right.
Yes. And Alex, you should have received your gift. I believe I got an email saying it was delivered. So I hope you enjoy. If you didn't get it, let us know, and we'll try and work that out. But it should have been delivered, I believe, yesterday.
By the way, we haven't plugged this enough. LBHTShow.com/shop. If you like what we're wearing, okay, this is our merch. All right, this is our logo. Obviously, B's wearing it on his head too, and we got a bunch of other stuff on the site. We're gonna be making some updates to it soon. But if you're watching our apparel and say, yeah, man, I like that, where can I get that? That's where you can get it. LBHTShow.com/shop. Also, LBHTShow.com. That is our website. If you go there, wait for a pop-up to show up. It should be like a blue box or whatever. Put in your email address. Okay. Sign up for our newsletter. Newsletter isn't out yet, but we're going to be putting it out here. We're going to be working on that soon. That's our next project. If you sign up for the newsletter, you get an automatic 1,000 points. And 1,000 points is what will qualify you for our drawing at the end of the month for a $25 Amazon gift card. But just let us know that you signed up. All right. Because, your screen names don't always match your emails and whatnot. We can see the email, but we may not know that's you. So just sign up and say, hey, I signed up. Give me my points. All right.
Okay, Alex says he got it. Good.
Okay.
Hope you enjoy. Thank you, Agnes. What's up, Jason?
Hey, I remember you, Jason. Good to see you. He says, remember me, Jose Brodny, from every Wednesday the past 3 years. Good to see you. Jay says the $25
But
Amazon
unfortunately, you
Christmas
came in
collection.
way late. So
Yeah, there's always replay. There's always replay.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Also on Patreon tomorrow. Yeah, we got record. We got record. You can watch us record live. Okay. We won't be reading the chat as much. We'll be recording our videos, and if we mess up, you'll see that. And then afterwards, we will be chopping it up with you guys. Sometimes we read comments during the recordings.
Yeah, we never mess up unless it's live.
That is true. We rarely mess up when we record. we do very few takes. But yeah. So it should be pretty clean and it'll be fun. So
yes,
come hang out with us. All right, that is the show. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, Patreon members, get ready. The overtime show starts in a few minutes. Everybody else, thank you very much. Have a great night, and we will see you next time. Peace.